scholars, welcome to the counselor's office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor, and today we're gonna talk about Minecraft. Just joking. Subscribe, god dang it. That's right. You didn't see it coming, did you? You didn't see it coming, huh? Huh? Got Fatebringer in your face. What are you gonna do? Subscribe. Son of a bitch. Subscribe. No, I'm joking. I'm sure your mother's a nice person. Anyway, scholars, it has been an interesting week. I think this is going to be an interesting, other half of the year. Can I say that? Get out of here. It's gonna be an interesting, part of the year where we start getting the good shit, right? We start getting Borderlands. I'm excited for Pokemon about you, but I'm excited for Pokemon. We got Battlefield in October. Oh, so much is good is coming up. Now we have Destiny Rising, which is what I'm going to play as soon as I'm done recording this video. There's a lot of things for me to look forward to and enjoy. And so I have really enjoyed stepping back from Destiny 2. Got my character at 421. I know, rip the dream of maintaining 420. Didn't happen. I'm sorry. I failed you guys. Mission failed. We'll get him next time. Which we will have it next time because Bungie's going to reset it to 200. Oh, no. Anyways, we did our video about the Bungie bringing back the bullshit that they tried to sell the community. And of course, there's a lot of people giving W's and sucking the dong of Bungie. Listen, if you're going to suck dick, at least be honest about it. You know what? I'm a Bungie ball fondler. I sucked their dick. You might as well be honest about it. You might as well own it and say, you know what? I'm a proud Bungie dick sucker. All right. Have I really pissed off the people who aren't actually here to watch me? Probably. Anyways, we're going to react. That's right. We're doing reactions. Well, that's definitely not it. We're reacting to the fact that we're not. Okay, there it is. I was like, what the fuck? We're reacting to the lovely background. That's nothingness. Kind of like Destiny. Anyways. I've become more okay with taking a backseat with Destiny. I've just refused to do the power grind. I've only gotten 421 just by doing the weekly resets, and that's it. Just doing the power progression for Zavala, and that I just haven't touched it since Solstice, right? I just haven't been bothered. I've tinkered a little bit. I've been enjoying playing other games and or just watching anime and just relaxing after work. This is the twin after them reverting all the bullshit that they try to sell people. And you think, damn, they're about to drop a bomb. They're about to actually, this is how they redeem themselves. This is how Bungie tries to bring players back because fucking right now it's a fucking nightmare. But Bungie's going to do it. They're going to drop a banger that's going to get people excited, especially since there's other games that are about to be competitive for, players' time. They're about to they're about to do it. This is the biggest fucking nothing burger that they could do. In fact, this entire video, the intro is more interesting than the shit in the twid that we're about to talk about. You could just watch the beginning of the video and have a better time than the bullshit that Bungie is about to spew at you. I gotta take my heads off for a minute. It is funny that they had an opportunity to try to get back in good graces, and they said, no, can't do that. So, portal progression updates. Before we get started with our weekly round of news for Destiny 2, we'd like to take a moment to touch on the feedback and conversation around the portal and its rewards. We initially outlined some goals. Yes, there were definitely goals. There were squad goals, like suicide squad goals, because you were about to kill this game. Dedicated to improving progression. I cannot believe you're even putting your goals and progression improving in the same fucking sentence, because that's definitely not what was fucking happening. Increasing Crucible and Fireteam op rewards. and addressing feedback around raid rewards. Last week, we covered a handful of improvements to scoring and portal rewards. We also announced plans to tune some rewards down in solo ops and pinnacle. It is funny. We improved progression. We're going to tune down the rewards. Slow clap. Based on player feedback, we're revisiting our approach to the balancing. Yes. It is crazy that you're calling that feedback when you got absolutely whiplashed. Anyone, who would have thought that the community would be upset that instead of actually addressing main concerns and feedback and you just making things worse, that you would have massive, clap back? Who would have thought? I don't know, someone with a fucking brain, because apparently no developer at Bungie has that. And here's the thing. I have no empathy for Bungie developers. Not a damn one. I have no empathy for you. That you see people make these decisions and you're complicit. You just you might air your concerns, but at the end of the day, you shut the fuck up and you just let it happen. You are complicit. Go fuck yourself. You can't say you care about the community, you're supportive of the community, and then you do shit like this. No, go fuck yourself. I have no empathy for you. You lose your job, rip bozo. And for the ones that really care, jump ship now. Leave the fucking company. You deserve better. If you actually give a shit, go join a company that actually cares about its community, because you are complicit in a company that doesn't care about its player. To be clear, we believe these changes were the wrong call. Oh, do you? Do you believe now that it was a bad change? It's crazy that you didn't believe it was a bad change when you fucking said it the first time, or you thought about it. Like at some point there was a board meeting where people were talking about this, making this decision, and no one through the editing and no one stopped to say, hey, this is probably going to get us in trouble. This is really bad. No one said, hey, let's not do that. No one. This went through. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Anyways, they're reverting all the bullshit changes. It's not happening. Here's the shit that they did plan to do. Buff Fireteam ops by increasing the time limit. That's it. That's all they're doing for that part. Then they're increasing certain drops to strikes like Liminality, Inverted Spire, Onslaught, Widow's Court. And then they're also rebalancing the timers for solo, pinnacle, and Fireteam ops. Fireteam ops has a greater value for speed versus kill all enemies. We're going to have to see how this changes. The new change is they're increasing the number of drops for many more activities in Fireteam ops. Our team is still working on finalizing which specific activities we can buff up, and we'll share more details. Guys, well, I'm gonna make it. You know what? Fuck, I'm gonna make the joke now, and it's gonna be a pattern. We can't tell you how we're gonna buff shit, what's being buffed, but we will tell you that we're going to buff something. Something's going to be buffed. The rewards are going to be buffed. Eventually, we will know and tell you in a future TWID. Eventually, at some point. We made this TWID to tell you we're making changes. Eventually, at some point. They were so quick to tell us that they're fucking nerfing shit and what they're nerfing, but when it comes to buff, like, we'll let you know when it happens. New, removing unpopular mods like Grappler from the Fireteam ops match pool. I'm gonna be honest, most people fucking like Grappler. I know there might be that one dude that's using a fucking grenade build, like, bitch, Grappler was probably one of the best things to do, especially with fucking Fireteam matchmaking. It made it more bearable, especially if you had someone that was just dying constantly. You can try to rush forward and pull them so they don't just waste all your tokens like a jackass. Especially if you die and jackass used all your tokens. If you're in a boss fight or somewhere where you can't get tokens, after a while, you get kicked to orbit I'm being punished because a jackass on my team died constantly, And then I'm being kicked. I get kicked to orbit like I'm AFK even though I can't play the game. Genius delivery, Bungie. Genius. Buff portal rewards. The following plan changes are focused on increasing rewards and increasing reward quality. Chance of prime engrams completion. Activities with more base completion rewards, such as liminality and inverted spire, will provide more chances to you name 2 activities that will have a higher chance of dropping on completion. Just those 2. Forget buffing the entire experience and massively overhauling the progress. We're just gonna buff 2 things. You're gonna have a better chance for 2 things. Just 2. Just 2. New, we're working on creating a more consistent power reward experience for the upper power climb in Ashen Iron. This will be power 500. We're working on it. So you're again, we'll tell you what that fucking means next time, kids, on Dragon Ball Z. Why fucking put it in the twit if it's just going to be a fucking cliffhanger that tells us nothing? More buffs. Weekly challenges added. Improved gear tier drops. Gear attunements. Who gives a fuck? No one's fucking raiding because the power doesn't fucking matter. People are still not going to do raids for power. That's the problem. In the tier system is still fucking stupid. Like, oh, you have a chance at tier 5s with ultimate. Like, why not just doing ultimate gives you tier 5? You used to be able to play like master dungeons and you got artifice gear. You used to do master raids and you got adepts. Why is it so fucking hard? Why is it that a free event is more generous than doing the hardest fucking thing in the game? Make it make sense. You would think that the hardest thing in the game would be fucking generous with tier 5s. The end game activity should be generous with tiered loot, because guess what? Then fucking people would want to do the raid. Imagine fucking that. You know why no one wants to touch your shitty ass raid? It's because it's the worst place to get fucking loot. If it wasn't for the crossbow, that raid would be dead. Portal. The time bonus earned will grant 5% minimum score if you make the timer. Woo. Your account highest power will be used for reward score rather than equipped gear. I think that's fantastic. That shit's annoying that you always constantly have to upgrade your shit. That is so fucking, especially if you're like, say you have gear that's in 300s, it takes like 5,000 fucking unstoppable cores per thing to upgrade it. It's like you gotta sell your limbs to even upgrade it. Conquests are now replayable. Who gives a shit? Like, you just don't get any powerful drops from it. So who gives a fuck? You're better off just doing like a grandmaster version of whatever activity, because they're 1 for 1. Add whatever modifiers you want and you'll get the same shitty loot. In the long run, we're still going to be cautious about singular ops category or activity becoming the go-to for power leveling. Why don't you just really incentivize people to do these longer missions? Like you've buffed like 2 things. Why, like solo ops, you get 5 drops. Doing a Grandmaster strike, you get 12. Doing a raid, you get 15 drops. This is me being very excessive, by the way, but be fucking generous with your loot. It's crazy. You can play Diablo and get a shit ton of loot. Like, you can get so much loot and it all matters because, well, one way or another, you scrap it for material, then you can use to upgrade the build that you're working on. You can continue to build up the levels, right? You can continue to build up your gear. It all matters. It all plays a part. You can't say that after you get to the cap, nothing fucking matters after like 400. And when you get to 500, it's going to be the same situation where none of the loot fucking matters. And it's stupid. In this case, we understand that alternate experiences need to be brought up a bit more to help things feel good, rather than push other down options in the short term. We don't want players who generally just want to play solo ops or pentagon ops feel like they're getting caught by a stray nerf, even though that's what was about to happen until you got your shit pushed in by the community. Our current approach is to bring options up and to make sure they feel good before we look at the problem children. our current approach. It wasn't your past approach. It is funny. Diablo did the same fucking thing. Bungie does this all the time, by the way. This is not just them copying Diablo, but Diablo at launch would nerf the best shit without buffing the weakest stuff. And then Bungie is, instead of actually buffing things up and then seeing where it lies, they would rather just nerf shit right off the rip and say, there we go. We solved the problem. And is it really a problem that people are actually leveling up faster? It is for your pocketbook. I know, Bungie. For you, it's a problem. For the community, it's a saving grace. But for you, it hurts the fucking bottom dollar, right? Our hope is to continue to iterate and improve the progression through the power band with these increases to Fireteam ops. Just the Fireteam ops. We're not going to buff any fucking thing else. We're not going to make anything else. We're not going to raise the ceiling for anything. We're just going to kind of buff a little bit here. Just a little bit there. We don't want you to get through the game that quickly because you realize there's nothing fucking else to do. We don't want that. As well as combined with improvements to the Crucible we have made, which is so funny. Hold on. Crucible, you're getting fucking shaded. Like, again, we've talked about this before. We won't have exact deets in the TWIDs this week. Yeah, you don't have fucking shit all this week for people. Like, you have fucking nothing. And what's even worse is if you keep going up, the improvement is the increased prime drop rates, not how much like level you get, especially as you're grinding upward. They're not improving that, but the pinnacle, we're just going to make sure we just get a little increase. By the way, I love how they never, ever state the percentage increase. We're increasing drop rates. Okay, so is that like 5%, 10%? Because to you, Bungie, I swear to God, if you look at any past activity, like when they increase holofoil drop rates, when they increase any fucking like drop rate for anything, it is always unnoticeable. It is almost fuck all. I don't trust a damn thing that they say when they say they increase shit. If I don't see a percentage increase, you can suck a dick. All right, now heavy metal's coming back. By the way, I do think this emblem is fire. It's free. I do think, and you can get it by watching people. So that's kind of cool. Like it's fire. Like I'm not gonna hate it. I know I usually make fun of people for emblems, but this actually looks like a good emblem. Like it's free. Like what can I say? It's a tank. It's fucking badass. Anyways, class fantasy. I love this shit. Bungie. We gave everyone access to every fucking thing, but we want to actually go back and work on the class fantasy. When you boot up Destiny 2 for the first time, your Guardian class is the first choice you ever make as a light bearer. Do you want to be the floaty one holding the fireball? Which one? Because you could argue that, hunters have fireballs right now when they throw a knife at your head and your head explodes in PvP. Like, or Titans, they literally throw a fusion grenade with Ashen Wake and make an explosion. So like, we're already off to a great start with this class identity, huh? The slender one with the cape and blade. Well, now technically Titans now have access to a cape thanks to Darth Vader. And blade, well, everyone can have access to swords, so. Or the big one with the single monstrous shoulder piece. Pretty sure that we've had a couple sets where you can get some big boy shoulder pads for Warlock and Hunter. I don't know how that's the identity is. You have big shoulders. I identify as a Titan because I have big shoulders. I have big shoulders and a small brain. Oh shit. I just go Hulk mode. That's it. I identify as the Hulk. I'm a Titan. Each Guardian class has a unique fantasy that players assume as they play. When we talk about fantasy at Bungie, we often split the term into emotional fantasy and mechanical fantasy. Yeah, I imagine emotional fantasy is the people that continue to try to find a reason to praise Bungie. It's all just emotional bullshit and they live in a fantasy in their head. To oversimplify, emotional fantasy is how often you feel when you play. Well, I imagine people aren't feeling too good because they're fucking leaving. I'm just gonna skip the bullshit. Let's just see what they're doing, right? They're trying to improve things. So let's see. The general increase to Warlock. They're going to make turrets actually benefit from the grenade stat and go away. And the fact that they'll do damage, right? So it's Ionic Sentry, Arc Soul, Hellion, Bleak Watcher, Child of the Old Gods. Neat. And then obviously they did the change to Empowering Rift where you get 15% increase to special and or bonus progress, should I say, to special and heavy. I don't know, man. Healing is just too good. Now, maybe on Solar Warlock where you can use a healing nade, I can see people using it, but like Rift is just too damn good. It's just too damn good. Titan, which is funny because hunters are more Titans than Titans recently because they've been grapple melee and killing everything, which is funny. Ain't it fucking funny how Bungie changes melee in regard to Titans one-shotting like dungeon bosses, and now you have hunters doing that to raid bosses just as easily. Beautiful, beautiful. What they're doing is for stasis, they're giving you 2 melee charges and changing the pattern by adding 4 more crystals. I'm sorry, that's not going to do shit all for stasis. That's not moving any needle. However, Bastion will have a faster cooldown in PvP. Bubble is back in PvP. I'm sure that's going to be really fucking fun. Hunters just do fucking everything. They do magic, they punch shit, and they're top DPS. They're the go-to. Don't let Bungie lie to you and say that they try to balance characters out. Hunters are fucking nasty. They're always fucking broken in one fucking way. Salvation's Edge, they were the go-to to beat the fucking Witness, and now they're the go-to to beat fucking everything with her fist. They're changing On Your Mark to give you weapon stats instead of handling and reload, which could be really good. I don't personally think I like the fact that they're changing Final Blows to Cure instead of Radiant. I kind of like the idea of having Radiant for every precision kill. Like you just get Radiant on demand. I personally like that better than Cure, especially since we have weapons that have heal clip on them and you're probably synergizing with Solar. So I feel like this is more of a nerf than fucking anything. Deadshot is getting buffed to where getting a kill will re-give you refund ammo to your golden gun instead of ignitions, which is great because no one ever gave a shit about that. No one cared about ignitions. This is going to be interesting in PvP because it was already insane in PvP. Just getting even 1 extra golden gun is going to be insane in PvP. Now extends super duration on golden gun final blows. Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. Marksman Dodge getting a buff to reloads all weapons, which is so good. Picks up ammo nearby. This is hunters just keep winning, man. Hunters just stay fucking winning. Why is it they get all this shit and then we get like Titans get this? At least, and Warlocks get at least this, which they like the grenades, but like, damn, hunters just stay winning. Get fucked, everyone else. Class identity wrap up. We love all the Destiny classes equally. The biggest fucking lie in Destiny history, ladies and gentlemen, and they've said some fucking lies. We love all Destiny classes equally. The fuck you do. And we're dedicated to making sure that each has a chance to shine. We don't want any of our classes to be viewed as the DPS class. All 3 classes should be capable of roughly the same damage output. I would love to be at that day when that fucking happens, because it sure isn't happening right now. That said, there will always be a certain build that are more effective than others in different contexts. You know, like DPS, that's a context that is currently a thing. It has been for many years. We'll continue to bounce subclass builds to ensure we don't have any clear win buttons. Do they not play their own fucking game? I can't tell if they're being serious. I can't tell. Do you think they play their own fucking game? Because hunters are winning in PvE and they're winning in fucking PvP. Like, What do you ask any PvP player? Anyone who, even the most basic Andy, could tell you that shit's broke. In the future, we're interested in doing more to make each class identity more distinct, potentially through stronger passive effects for each class. However, this adds more complexity to the already complex game. Oh man, when you try to be an MMO, it's actually complex. Who would have fucking thought? Anyone who's played a fucking MMO would know that it's complex. That's the draw. That's the whole point of being an MMO, is that it's exciting, that it's complex. And players' experience come first. We truly appreciate the feedback you've given on the classes, and we ask that you continue to provide feedback whenever you have it so that we can throw it in the dumpster and not actually do shit with it. And there you have it. This week in Destiny, and it never fails. It never fails to entertain in some regard, in some way. Again, try to play this game seriously, you're not going to have a good time. I'm so glad that I took the step and literally set back. Even though I have a 421, I have 421 characters and I've got tier 5 gear and like, I'm good. I'm stepped back. I'm good. I've enjoyed playing other games. I understand that this might be, this is the time that I need to take a step off the train. The train that fucking Bungie threw out the window or into something, mostly themselves. They threw the fucking train. Isn't it funny that the train, killing Ikora is a perfect metaphor for Bungie? Because that's exactly what's happening. I don't know, man. I just hope we have a lot of juicers coming out, and I hope they're juicy. That's all it is. It feels bad to be a looter shooter fan right now. It feels bad. And I know Division 2's apparently popping off. Warframe is always a golden, but like Destiny has that gunplay that I crave. And that's why it's so hard to finally rip the band-aid off completely. Like right now, it's like it's tingling. Like it's easy to just ignore it and do other things. But sometimes I have to come back and play with that, right? Like the band-aid's there. I gotta play. I'm poking the wound right now. I don't know, man. If you're not into Destiny, don't come. Don't play this game. I don't recommend anyone. Like, and I say that because you'll get addicted to the gunplay. You'll really love the gunplay, and you'll get addicted. Luckily, I'm not nearly as bad as some of the Destiny community has Stockholm syndrome and clearly has brain rot. At least I have the common sense to step back, right? I've improved. I've improved. And it feels so free. The more shit that they do wrong, the better I feel that I am playing. I've become casual. I'm a casual. I accept I'm now a casual player, even with like 10K fucking plus hours of Destiny in my life. I'm living in the casual world. I'm zened. And I feel better for it. I still will criticize Bungie because I'm still a consumer, right? I'm still consuming it. So I will criticize. And maybe one day we will see Destiny achieve its greatness, the potential that's there. That could be cope. Maybe I'm just hopped up on LSD, but I still believe Destiny has potential. I don't think Bungie does, but Destiny absolutely has potential. And I await the day that either it finally gets buried into the ground or it shines. Not like a turd, but like actual like shining, you know what I mean. I'm Mr. Game Counselor. Hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. As always, don't forget to game out.